Thank you. Thank you, Tim, I think. Tim could have said a lot more, but let's summarize all that Tim said and what more he could have said but didn't by saying this. In Minnesota, we now have the most extreme abortion regime in the world. We are on par with North Korea and Communist China. We are unique in the world along with them. We are far more extreme. Our abortion regime in Minnesota is far more extreme than other states and most European countries. Most of our allies, our international allies, are aghast at how extreme the abortion regime is that Minnesota now has in place. But we are not defeated. We do not give up, because we know that though the wrong seems oft so strong, God is the ruler yet, as the hymn says. Let me share a little more reason why I have hope. On this morning, 1 year ago, in my devotions, in the book of 2 Kings, chapter 24, I read these words. Now, you all know what was going on this morning 1 year ago. We anticipated, we hoped, we were all praying for what we thought the U.S. Supreme Court was going to hand down. We didn't know when they were going to do it, but we were praying for it, and I was too. And so that morning, I read these words in 2 Kings chapter 24. And these words, by the way, come after a recounting of how the Babylonians had destroyed Jerusalem, utterly destroyed Jerusalem and carried the people captive. And then that whole account is summarized with these words. Surely this came upon Judah at the command of the Lord, to remove them out of his sight for the sins of Manasseh, according to all that he had done, and also for the innocent blood that he had shed. For he filled Jerusalem with innocent blood, and the Lord would not pardon. Just a few chapters earlier in 2 Kings, the chroniclers in 2 Kings related how King Manasseh had instituted the practice of child sacrifice in Jerusalem by sacrificing his own son. And then it became common practice in Jerusalem to the point that, as we just read, Jerusalem was filled with innocent blood. And then these words, having just recently read that background, reading these words laid me low. For he filled Jerusalem with innocent blood, and the Lord would not pardon. I cried out to the Lord, if that's true for Jerusalem, what hope do we have? We have filled our nation with thousands of times more innocent blood than what Jerusalem was filled with, and he would not pardon them. What hope is there for us? I cried out and I wept and prayed for God to have mercy on our nation, to deliver us from the curse of Roe v. Wade that imposed the sacrifice of the innocents on our nation. And he did. He had mercy. 1 year ago today, God had mercy on our nation. And that gives me hope that even though the wrong seems off so strong here in Minnesota, that gives me hope that he is not finished yet. The author of life will fight for his creation of life, and he calls us to join him in that fight. He has blessed us with the privilege of joining him in the fight to protect the innocence, his gift of human life. Though the wrong seems off so strong, he is the ruler yet. So today, as we celebrate God's mercy poured out on our nation a year ago, we also resolve to commit ourselves to the fight, no matter how long it takes, to the fight that He has entrusted to us to protect His gift of life in our state. I have a hope. I have a dream. You've heard somebody say that. I have a dream that we will see the day in Minnesota if we will take the approach that our forefathers took to bring to an end the curse, the evil of institutionalized slavery in this country. If we will commit ourselves to the fight to contain it, and then to roll it back, and ultimately end it altogether, I have a hope that we will see the day when the humanity of the unborn child is as universally recognized and embraced and protected as slavery is rejected today. Thank you.